AITA for wanting to see my wife give birth to our daughter instead of being grossed out. Me, 24 me, and my wife, 27F, have been married since mid-2023. She's pregnant with our first child. Her due date is tomorrow. Throughout her pregnancy until the weekend before last, she has been vague about her not wanting to be in the delivery room. She wants her sister, 31F, in there. With the last few months, I have watched videos of women giving birth. It doesn't weird me out. It seems nice to see the beginning of life. So with that, the weekend before last, I asked my wife if she's sure that she doesn't want me in the delivery room. She got upset with me. She said it's being to be embarrassing for her. That she's going to poop on the table, people will see her body, and that she'll be sweating. She said she's doing me a favor by not letting me see all that. She said I'm either lying that I want to see all that or I'm some kind of sick freak. She said no normal husband really wants to see the birthing process, that normal husbands want to see their baby and wife after both get cleaned up. I took no as an answer, but she's still upset that I even asked. I know she's sensitive about her pregnancy weight gain and her pregnancy looks in general. I'm new to this, so I don't know. Do fathers usually want to see the birthing process? Am I a sick freak that I legitimately want to see? Was I weird for asking to see? Am I the asshole? AITA has no consensus bot. OOP was NTA with some ESHs and NAs. Relevant comments. NTA, you're not sick for wanting to see. I think she just took it the wrong way. She is just going through an emotional roller coaster with all the hormones and body image issues. The way in which she has addressed you is not okay, but I just don't think now is the time to talk about it. I would respect her decision to not look if she's not happy about it. But when things have calmed down, perhaps try and speak to her. Affirm her and let her know that you love her no matter what and how she looks. That will hopefully make her feel better. OP, I've definitely respected her decision not to see the birth. That's water under the bridge. Maybe after the birth, she believes me when I tell her that I think she looks beautiful. She accuses me of being a liar when I do that. OP on asking if his wife would let him be at her head to help support her. I've already asked if I can be just by her head. She said no to that too. Hopefully it's just insecurity. Commenter 2. Nah, it's really difficult for some women to lose control over their bodies and privacy. You are obviously a thoughtful husband and certainly not an asshole. And while sick freak was a bit over the top, she's under a lot of stress right now. OP, I think she looks more beautiful now than she did before. I have never told her that because I don't think she'll believe me. She doesn't believe me when I just simply tell her that I think she looks beautiful. She has definitely lost control over her body during all of this. She has pregnancy acne and a pregnancy nose. She gained over 40 pounds. She's gassy. I feel bad that she thinks she's ugly and gross. I know women are under a lot of pressure by the media to look a certain way. I will not pressure her. I will try my best to avoid adding stress to her. She's so close to doing one of the most stressful things a human being can do. She doesn't need to worry about anything else. I want her to know that I love her, I appreciate her, I'll support her, and I think she's beautiful as she is. Maybe my wife needs therapy. Maybe I need to try harder. Whatever it takes, I'll be there for her. OP. Being cautious about the possibility on his wife might needing to see a therapist and watch out for PPD. OP, maybe she needs to see a therapist. I don't know how to help her feel better. I will be on guard for PPD. OOP on telling his wife about being beautiful. Oh, I can try after she delivers our daughter. If my wife hasn't believed my compliments the past few months, I wouldn't expect her to believe me on the day before her due date. Update. This is one of the happiest updates in Reddit history. Me, 24M, and my sister-in-law, 31F, were alerted when my wife, 27F, had apparently felt some pain. My wife was so sure that she wasn't in labor, but me and CL were cautiously optimistic. We promised my wife that if it was a false alarm, we would buy her cheesecake. At the hospital, my wife talked to her favorite doctor, 42F. My wife seemed so shocked when Doc said it was labor. My wife actually wanted both me and her sister to be with her. The labor and birth were smoother than even my most hopeful mental image of how this would be. It was fast, and there were no complications. It seems like our daughter was determined to come out before the due date. My wife allowed both me and Sale to help. I saw everything. I saw our daughter for the first time. This tiny, wrinkled, weird-looking thing is beautiful. My wife looked so happy. It felt like me and her were us again. I told her how beautiful, wonderful, strong, brave, and motherly she was. She actually accepted that compliment. She decided to name our daughter after her sister. Despite how smooth and amazing the labor and birth were, I will still look out for PPD. I will still encourage my wife to see therapy, given how intense her body image issues were from month 3 of pregnancy. I hope she will accept couples counseling. I do understand that her intense happiness at the birth doesn't mean she'll continue to be this happy. This was the most love I ever felt for her. What she did was amazing. I'm so glad that she had actually trusted me to see that. I love our daughter so much, more than I thought I could love anyone. My wife is now second place, but obviously I still love her very much. I couldn't ask for more. Relevant? This is great news. Your NTA. Enjoy this special time with your family. Thank you. I was scared that she wouldn't enjoy the birth, but she was so happy. Congrats. Now go get that cheesecake. She earned it, and so did you. She'll definitely get cheesecake. Story 2. I, 34M, found videos and pictures of my wife, 34F, with another couple. How do I tell her I'm no longer comfortable being around the other couple? Also, this is a throwaway account, so I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible. My wife and I have been married now for just shy of 12 years. We met in college between her junior and senior years. During this time, I also met her close friends, Brian and Chloe. They were high school sweethearts who are currently married and friends, still with my wife and myself. I've been off work now for a week. Due to me accruing too many leave days, I had to burn some, or I would lose them. School is about to start back up, so I figured I would clean the house and generally straighten up everything while the kids are still in summer camp and my wife is at work. While moving things into the attic on Tuesday, I stumbled across an old filing cabinet, like the small one you can put on a desk. Inside, I found a flash drive with a red heart colored on it. Now, I'll admit my curiosity got the best of me, and so I popped downstairs and threw it into the computer. Once I opened it up, there was only one folder titled Summer of Love. Looking in that folder, I found pictures and videos of my wife, Brian, and Chloe engaging in various sexual acts. Looking into it further, it was apparent that it was the summer we met. When my wife got home that evening, I couldn't hold it and just asked her about the summer of love. She immediately got defensive and saying that I broke her trust by going through her things. We got into a huge fight where I found out she had been their third for around 5 months or so, and it ended at the end of summer, and our relationship looked like it was going strong. She says it was college, me and her, weren't serious yet, and that I was making her feel bad for things that happened years in the past. I told her I wasn't very comfortable being friends with Brian and Chloe anymore. This only led to more fighting. So honestly, right now, I'm just kind of lost. I'm not comfortable seeing Brian and Chloe after seeing what I saw, but it's driving a wedge between me and my wife. I'm not sure if I should make it an ultimatum, like choose me or them. I have so many feelings. TLDR, I found videos and photos of my wife engaging in multiple sex acts with a couple we are currently friends with. Additional info from OOP. This may get lost in the comments, but I've seen a few people unsure if me and my wife were dating. First off, sorry, I'm obviously not in the best headspace right now, but let me clarify. I met her in June 2010. The relationship with Brian and Chloe ended in August when my wife returned to school after 5 months, so something like March is when it started. In regards to dating, I felt like by July we were definitely going strong and monogamous. Again, sorry for the confusion. Relevant comments. Comment 1. She cheated. Was she calling you her boyfriend? Did she by omission allow you to think there was nobody else? Your entire relationship started based on a lie, OP. In regard to the boyfriend-girlfriend thing, I would say sometime at the beginning of August she posted a picture on Facebook where she called me her boyfriend. Comment 2. If you became exclusive at the end of July, 28 example, and she broke it off with them in the beginning of August 3. But if you were exclusive for approx 30 days, while she was sleeping with them and you. That is a different story. OP. So I replied to another comment, and while I think we should have been exclusively together in July, she did post a Facebook picture acknowledging me as her boyfriend in the beginning of August. That relationship didn't end until the end of August. Update. So first off, I was kicked off relationship advice. IDK why, but I kinda read their message and got off Reddit for a while. IDK if I put this on Reddit, if I will catch a permanent Reddit ban, but oh well. So I called Brian about a day after my original post. I told him I knew about the summer of love. He was quiet for about a minute. He then began apologizing profusely. So here's what I know from Brian. In March 2010, my wife had not had the best dating experiences in college. Chloe and my wife began having a sexual relationship, which Brian knew about. Eventually, in late April, Brian was invited into the mix. The whole Summer of Love video and photo session took place July 7, 2010. They had gone to a party the day before, and on the 7th, they all got drunk and high in my wife's apartment and decided to make the video. When my wife posted on Facebook in August acknowledging me as her boyfriend, Brian decided to no longer engage in the relationship. Chloe and my wife continued to engage in a sexual relationship until late September. At that time, my wife had found out she had been pregnant and had miscarried. She was about 2 months along. Until the miscarriage, she was apparently fully unaware she was even pregnant. Now, at the time, on what I knew, she was having financial and grade issues as why she was so depressed during that time. What I know now is that it's not sure if the child would have been mine or Brian's. This apparently sent them all into shock, and it was determined that it would be best to keep this a secret and to fully end all relationships. They haven't done anything since, and they want to keep it that way. That week, I was still off. On that Thursday, my wife dropped the kids off at daycare and took the day off. We spent the entire day talking. Her story is the same as Brian's from what I can tell. She explained that her and Chloe did keep up a sexual relationship. As she due to past failed relationships, she was afraid that R would fail as well. She told me that she had thought of telling me of it over the years, but figured it would be best left a secret. She was also embarrassed to admit that she had been bisexual in college. The flash drive she had completely forgotten about. We have moved around 4 times since we've been married, so it's plausible. The small little filing cabinet was used in the past for junk items like spare batteries and wires and shit. We have managed to get into a couples therapy session on short notice. It was last Thursday. Everything went smoothly. A lot of tears were shed on her side, and I believe what my wife is saying. The thing is, there has never once been a day or time frame in all of our years of marriage where any of them could have gotten together. She has agreed to keep contact with Chloe to a bare minimum while we work through all this.